Let me be clear. The people around you don't just influence your life, they shape the consciousness you operate in. And if you're not careful, somebody else's poor decisions can fracture your divine math and your one singular life. This ain't a networking episode. This is a spiritual perimeter check. If their circle ain't sealed, yours never was. Now, let me break this down. I had a conversation recently with my wife that just stopped me dead in my tracks. She was just offered a massive role, the head and authority of AI. Mind you, I've spent my whole life in IT. She's in marketing. But they see and saw her as the technical powerhouse. And here's what she said to me. They don't get it. Part of the reason I move the way I move is because I have you. Now, at first, I got all hype and I heard it as a little bit romantic. But then she dropped the second line that changed everything. Not only do I have you, I have everybody you have. And that's when it hit me. She wasn't just talking about access. She was talking about consciousness equity, about how the type of people I've chosen to walk with pours into me, which then pours into her. The transitive law of alignment. She didn't just inherit a husband. She inherited a circle. And that circle is tight, tighter than it's ever been. And not because we're hiding, but because we stopped letting leaks masquerade as loyalty. Here's what I believe most people never understand. Consciousness is not isolated. It's combinatorial. Every human being has a field, a frequency, a memory trail. When two aligned people come together, a third consciousness is formed. Not a copy, not a compromise, a shared field of remembrance. And that shared field, that's where legacy is birthed. But here's the trap. If your circle is tight, but their circle is loose, you are still leaking because they're bringing in vibrations, beliefs, contradictions that you didn't sign up for. You didn't just inherit your people. You inherited their people's people. And if that chain ain't sealed, the math stops working. 1 + 1 becomes confusion, and the third field collapses. That is how families crumble. That's how movements die. That's how marriages lose their breath. Tight doesn't mean few, it means sealed. So here's your move. Audit your circle. Ask yourself, who's actually adding consciousness and who's still pulling your energy into their unsealed vortex? Then you want to collapse and collapse until truth is louder than comfort. If someone around you needs an asterisk every time you describe them, they're not part of your alignment. They are a liability to your expansion. Then you want to reinforce reciprocity. The people who walk closest to you must also be tight with theirs. Otherwise, you are inheriting leaks disguised as legacy. You also want to protect the third field. That is the shared consciousness you build with your partner, your creator, your mission. It's your divine middle, and it must be preserved at all costs. Don't get it twisted. This ain't about cutting people off to look deep and join a trend. This is about not letting misalignment slow down your resurrection. So here's what I say to the infinite: God, seal every field in my life that was opened without covenant. Remind me that who I choose isn't just about connection, it's about protection. Collapse every false relationship I'm still performing. And help me trust the math you already coded in my spirit. That 1 + 1, when divinely aligned, will always equal more. And not more distraction, more clarity, more power, more remembrance. May my circle be tight. May their circles be tighter. And may every consciousness I co-create reflect you. You own it or be owned by it. You either run the system or the system runs you. Change your mind, change your life. I am who I say I am. Do you and stay rich.